Hello teacher, this is my first story in the final project, which is named Children Forever. Once upon a time, in a lonely but quiet forest, a couple of really good friends used to play together, but they were wondering why they are always looking for other friends, but there aren't any kids. "Hi Lewis, it's not a surprise to have you here in front of me," said John the Turtle. "Come on, John, tell me that you are kidding, but where's Alex? I guess that you have to go to find him," said Lewis the Rabbit. "Alex, how are you? Lewis told me that he was going to meet you in the cave near the river." "He had told me that. He needed to talk about a problem that he had found. I would tell to Lucas the white sheep," said Alex the raccoon. "Little Alex, tell me, what is happening? What do you need?" "Oh, Mr. White Sheep, Lewis told me that he had found a problem, and it is that there aren't any kids to play." "Oh, it's a long story. I will tell it to John because he is the older of your group." "Hello, John. Do you want to know the story? It's simple. There are no kids because they lost the spirit of the children because they didn't play enough." "Wow, I didn't know such a scary story for me. I will tell it to other guys. Thank you so much, White Sheep." White Sheep had already told me the story about our question, guys, and is the following. "It's impossible. We need to play games together all of our lives." "That's right. We will be kids forever." The kids forever played until they became adults and forgot anything they learned. It is impossible to stop growing, but we never have to lose our interior kid. That's all, teacher. Hope you enjoy it and see you soon. The second story is named Do I Need Love? We will meet Liam, a tiny panda who had never fell in love because he thinks that love wasn't really his thing, and he thinks that the best way to live is being alone. But he soon will find out that is the opposite. One day, Liam was out to collect some water, but he saw something that he had never seen before. So, as soon as he saw it, he had run out to the door and see what was happening. It was a couple of birds that were enjoying together, but he felt so sad because he was so alone. The next day, he was walking sad down the jungle, but he saw something. He saw another panda. Her name was Lucia, and he did something that he had never thought he will, and it was falling in love. He fell in love with Lucia, and she fell in love with him too. They were happy together, and then Liam realized the importance of being in love and the love in the life. And that's all the story. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Once upon a time, in a faraway city, were there a group of good friends. Ibai, he loves to drink a cup of coffee every morning before he starts his day. He enjoys a read and spend time with Unica and Mickey. Unica loves to dance all the time, at the morning, afternoon, and night, when the sun shines or the moon is up, and likes to read good stories. Mickey is a DJ. He loves the music since he was a kid. He also enjoys read a lot of good books and plans. He said that plants are the most beautiful things in this world after the music, of course. One day, Ibai, Yunika, and Mickey went at the Central Park to play a moment. They were having a lot of fun. Suddenly, they heard their friend Sebastian said that he had read in a book that there was a wizard in the city. They were very curious, and they asked Sebastian the name of the interesting book. And Sebastian said, "Hi guys, I can't remember the name, but I read it in the library school." Immediately, they went to school to get the book. When they arrived, they read that a long time ago in the city, there lived a wizard in the deepest of the forests. They were curious and decided the next day they will go looking for the wizard. When they go to the forest, they discovered that the wizard was real and he had been living there for a long time. The wizard asked them why they were there. Then Ibai replied, "Our friend Sebastian said that he read about you in a book and we wanted to come to know why you hide here." The wizard said, "A long time ago I lost my magic wand, which is the source of my powers, and now the townspeople think I'm a fraud." Yunika said, "I don't think so. The people of the town are easygoing, but if you want, we can help you to find your magic wand." The wizard said, "Thank you guys. It will be a great help." Immediately, everyone started looking for the magic wand. After a long time, Yunika saw something shiny among the rocks. When they got closer, they discovered that it was the wizard's wand. Then the wizard was very excited and said, "Thank you guys, you have helped me a lot. You are my superheroes."
Hello, my name is Brian Pulamarin. I'm going to tell two stories. Story one, this story takes place in the savannah in Africa. Monty and his family had noticed that the fruits and water were running low. It was difficult to find fruits and water to satisfy their hunger and thirst. They decide to go out in search of food and water. About an hour later, they came across a dying elephant, starving and thirsty. Monty thought Leslie gave some of his resources to the elephant. His family agreed to help, and the elephant thanked Monty and went on his way. And the next day, a parrot came up to them, staring, and had asked for some seeds for himself. Monty had saved some seeds and gave him a small portion. And the parrot gratefully withdrew and went on his way. After a while, Monty's family was tired. Monty was worried because they no longer had any food or water, and the parrot who showed the family situation from the air. He went in search of help and meet the elephant that the family had helped with day before. The parrot told the elephant of his situation and his help set of the help. On the other hand, Monty was determined to go on his search of food and water on his own, when suddenly in the distance the elephant he had helped the day before, and behind him several elephants with food and water. When the elephants arrived, they helped Monty and his family. The elephant told Monty that the parrot had told him about his situation. Monty was very grateful with elephants. Thank you. Story 2. On a certain farm, there was a dog protected their hens from any threat to them, such as foxes or rodents who could take the eggs. The dog was an old dog, so he couldn't protect the eggs because he could not see them. He couldn't smell them, but when he started to chase them, he couldn't reach them. So the owner of the farm adopted a small cat to chase the rodent away. The cat initially afraid to go near the dog because it had an angry appearance, so he stayed away from it. About a week after, the cat showed several rodents steal eggs from the chickens, so he confronted them, but he didn't release. There were several of them, so they cornered the little cat. Suddenly, the dog came out of nowhere and protected the light cat from rodents. The cat followed the dog and started asking questions after a while without realizing if they had become great friends. The cat told him that they had wounded him without knowing him before that he how the two of them protected the farm. Thank you.
Think about your decisions. In a distant village, there lived a family of deer who used to go for a walk in the forest every morning, to get there on the condition that none of them went far away. One morning, a little girl had woken up very early and wanted to go out, so she thought that nothing would happen to her and went out alone. When she entered the forest, she found a very pretty butterfly that had been flying around her, and she followed it through the forest without realizing that she could get lost. After a few minutes, the little girl realized that she had gone far away from home and was lost. Then she walked very slowly until she began to hear sounds and say, "Mom, is that you?" Nobody answered anything, and she heard another sound inside the bush, and with fear she went to spy it. When she got there, she saw that it had been a tiger which chased her. She ran as far as she could and managed to get away, but the tiger was getting closer and closer. Suddenly, she saw some owls that had been walking around and asked them for help. They very cleanly chased the tiger away and in the same way went to leave her at home. She saw her mother and ran to her and promised her that she would never go out alone in the forest again. Making bad decisions will always have consequences. Tragedy due to hunger. One winter morning, a rabbit and his children went out in search of food in the forest. While walking, they saw in the distance a crop of carrots and went there. But the problem was that to get there, they had to cross a mighty river, and that was a big problem for them. After thinking for a long time about what they could do, the rabbit decided to put an old log to cross the river, so they went to look for it in the forest. Minutes later, they had everything ready to cross. They located the log, but while they were crossing, one of his sons slipped and fell into the river, and the desperate rabbit father followed him on land and shouted for help. And a jaguar heard him and came out to see what's happening. Then he saw the rabbit father who was still desperate, and when he turned to see, his son was also very desperate. The jaguar, in his attempt to help, tried to get into the water to save him, but he realized that the river had currents too big and too strong. So the jaguar, when he realized that he couldn't do anything, ran to the top of the mountain, where there was a large golden eagle. The jaguar came desperate to ask for help. The eagle asked him what happened. The desperate jaguar shouted the rabbit is carried away by the river and needs your help, and at moment the eagle came out of his big nest and opening his hooked wings flew to the river, where he saw that the rabbit was about to fall into the cliff. The eagle rushed and with his hooked wings managed to catch the rabbit and take him to his parents. Then the father, very grateful, promised the eagle that they would never again go out to steal food. And this story goes this far. Thank you.